Hey Garbies, welcome to another impromptu episode of Garbing 101. I have decided I want to try coffee staining one of my dresses that I found at a thrift store. It is actually the lining of another dress, the linen dress that I dyed brown, which I will also put in the pics in the comments below. Please bear in mind that this is the first time I've ever done this, so I'm hoping it turns out really good. So I'm gonna show you my process, and then hopefully I'll show you an awesome turnout. So wish me luck, and see you on the other side. Okay, so I've already got the water started to boil. My husband has been kind enough to save his coffee grounds for about a week. We use Keurig, so he would just dump the coffee grounds in here. We use, just for reference, we use these like reusable pods for your Keurig, and so like he'll fill them with coffee grounds, and then when he's done with the coffee grounds, normally he throws them away, but I told him, go ahead, throw them in a bowl, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour them into boiling water, and then I'm going to put the dress in there with the coffee grounds and boil it for, I don't know, 100 hours, and we'll see what happens. So the water is not quite boiled yet, so give me a minute, and then we're going to add the coffee grounds to the water and let it boil for a couple of minutes, and then we'll put the dress in. I'm kind of excited. Let's see what happens. So this is the dress we're going to use. It's 100% polyester. It was the lining from another linen dress, and it is a very large dress, so it's going to make a really nice like summer chemise or like a summer overdress. I just don't want it to be so starkly white. So I'm going to try and coffee stain this. We're going to see what happens. The water is still boiling, so I'll check it back in with you in just a second. Okay, so the water is now at a rolling boil, so I'm going to go ahead and dump in the coffee grounds. First, I think we will take a fork and break up the coffee grounds so there's no big chunks. So I'm just going to like sort of mix that around until I see that there's no, so it's nice and finely ready to go. So no chunks. We're going to pour this in the water. We're going to see what happens. I'm going to get a metal spoon. We're going to stir this up really nice. So if I had to guess, I would guess that that's probably about 2 cups worth of coffee grounds. Okay. So that was my little brother. He just drove down to clean my gutters. My little brother is amazing. So this has now been sort of simmering for about a half an hour. I'm bringing the heat back up, and we're gonna add the dress. So if you're following along, this has now been on a simmer for a half an hour. There's definitely not as much water in here as when I started. I am definitely using a metal spoon so it doesn't stain. If you use a wooden spoon or a plastic spoon, it will stain the spoon, so be sure to use a metal spoon. I'm kind of stoked. I'm pretty excited. So I think this process is probably going to take several hours to do, so we're going to put the dress in and see what happens. So, wet dress. I'm putting it in. It's very exciting. Oh man, this is gonna be awesome. And it's gonna kind of have like all those grounds are gonna give it like a speckledy look. It's gonna be really cool. And we're gonna let it sort of do its thing. So, great. Okay, we're back. This has been cooking now for almost 2 full hours. The color of the fabric is a really nice taupe. And due to the fact that it is polyester fabric and some of this will wash out, I really wanted to make sure that the color is going to stick. So I am probably going to leave this in for another hour. But I have been stirring it every 15, 20 minutes. I'll come in, like, just stir it around. And then at that same time, I will be adding some water. I've been adding water every half an hour to keep it from, like, getting too bubbly. So yeah, so we are looking at a decent decent color so far, but I really want this to stick. So I think I'm going to leave it in here for another hour. All right, so this has been in the coffee bath for 3 hours. I really wanted to make sure that the color sticks. So now it's time to take it off. So we're going to turn the heat off. And we're going to go rinse this out in the sink. Okay, so take some tongs. The water is very hot, so just be very careful when you're doing this. We're going to put the cold water on. Okay, so now I'm going to rinse all the coffee grounds off of the dress. It's definitely not white. It's not as dark as, like, dyeing it brown. It's not going to be brown. It's stained, basically. So it's not, it's going to be like it's just not white anymore. So I don't know if you can see, sort of. There, I mean, that's pretty much the color. So it's just not white anymore. It's like a taupe. But if this was not white, if this was another color, this would probably be really nice because it would be like a antique look. You would dull down any other color. So if you had something that was really bright blue or really bright red or bright purple, it would make it so it was a little more aged. Well, this is, you know, definitely the most annoying part of the process. I will definitely note this for next time. 20 minutes of washing to get the coffee beans and the coffee grounds off of your clothing. But it has this nice uneven quality that I kind of love. It's not that, like, perfectly dyed piece of clothing that you're gonna find at the store, you know? This is like, no, like, I've worn this in the fields and I've, like, you know, picked corn and I've been, you know, dirty in this dress. And, you know, that's what you want. You sort of want it to be not perfect. You know, you want it to sort of be worn feeling. Cold water is generally going to help keep the color intact. So you want to rinse as cold water as you can stand it. All right. That's as good as I'm going to get at this point. There's a few more in there, but they'll come out in, like, the actual wash. So you can sort of see it's sort of dirty looking, which is exactly what I wanted. I don't want, like, pristine, clean white. So you can see it's got that nice taupe color, and it's going to dry a lot lighter than this. but you can sort of get the idea that it's not going to be stark white anymore. It's going to have that nice, aged, worn feeling. Anyway, we'll check in with you when this is ready to wear. So I will see you later. Hey, Garbies. Okay, so this is my final check-in with you on the coffee stain dress. I think it was an epically successful experiment. As you can see, the dress is no longer white. It is like a taupe, off-white, eggshelly kind of color, and it's perfect. I know the camera does not do this justice because there's a lot of little subtle color changes, and even the armpits got a little darker, which is great because it gives it that like, I stained this with my armpit juice look, which is freaking perfect. Like, you can't buy that on the shelf, right? So this is awesome. It's a really lightweight cotton. Well, it's a lightweight polyester, so now it looks cotton because I've sort of antiqued it and like dulled it down. But I think it was hugely successful. Thank you for coming on this journey with me as we experimented with coffee staining. I could not be happier with the outcome of this. I cannot wait to construct a apron overdress for this out of like a linen. I'm super stoked. And when we do construct an overdress, you guys will be the first to see that. We're gonna go ahead and film that for you. So without further ado, I hope you like, share, subscribe. I hope you had fun hanging out with me in no makeup, no hair, no garb, totally raw, just hanging out in my kitchen, you know, experimenting with fabrics. So I guess that's about it. Like, share, subscribe. If YouTube has this new crazy algorithm, so if you don't share it, then more people can't see it, because that's ridiculous. But anyway, I hope you have a great time, and we'll check in with you again soon. Happy garbing.
Hey guys, if you like what you saw, please like, share, subscribe, and leave comments below. Keep a lookout for more episodes. We have lots more to come. And as always, happy garbing.